Wow. Tony Bruno is coming to Sports Talk.
That's good
That's
stuff.
how we begin.
That's good stuff. That's a good start. That's a
Wow.
good start.
That's how we begin the season premiere of Sports Talk 2013. But I'm shocked at that. I look forward to it. It's been a dream of mine to host alongside Tony Bruno, and next week all three of us will be here. Tony Bruno, myself, and Dustin Pastula, which is going to be incredible. So I look forward to next week.
It's going to be a good show. We're going to get some real knowledge from some real
Absolutely.
inside guy. Yeah.
And I'm going to do the impression that everyone wants me to do of Tony Bruno to Tony Bruno. You know what I mean, man? I'll be right there, all right?
We'll see how that goes.
Should be good.
All right. Well, speaking of news, we got the news from around the NFL coming up with us right here. We don't talk for a lot of time, so we're going to keep it a little short.
It's been since February.
That's right. And you know, we only keep
By the way, just real quickly, Christian Hayes and Lola Azevedo, wish you best of luck in your future endeavors. There is a new producer. As you see, I don't have a belt. I wasn't told anything. I was just told I'm no longer the champion of Sports Talk, which makes no sense because I won for the last 3 years. So in my mind, I'm still the champ. I don't know what's going on with that.
I guess we'll find out in the coming weeks. Is what we'll do. From what I know is that there will still be, obviously, a weekly winner, of the picks, but there's going to be no belt exchange week to week. So we'll find out in the coming weeks what that's about. But back to the NFL, we'll see. We see here there have been a couple rule changes as of recently, and one of them is the tuck rule. For those of you who don't know, if a quarterback is going back and his arm is coming forward, then it's going to be an incomplete pass. But if his arm is backwards, or if the ball is coming towards his body, it's supposed to be a fumble. But back in 2001, around that time, if the ball is
Patriots,
being tucked,
Oakland Raiders game, yeah, we understand.
But that game came after the rule was made, that if the ball comes toward the body, it's still going to be an incomplete pass. The Raiders lost that divisional playoff game because of that rule, and recently that rule has been changed back. If the ball is coming towards your body, it will be a fumble. The coaches will not be able to review it. They will not be able to challenge the play. That will be an officiated challenge to see. I'm not sure how that's going to work. I mean, I feel like it could go good, it could go bad. I can see a lot of confusion amongst the officiating crews.
You know, there's so much confusion in the NFL as it is, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean...
Everything is just so...
I mean, the reason I bring that up today is because there's a good chance that it could affect some games that we see this coming season, depending how good the defense is.
I mean, everything's just, like in the NFL, when you're talking about everything being so complicated, you know, everything's just so meatballs. Like, it's like, you know...
I guess. Like, if by meatballs you mean simple, then yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot simpler than it's supposed to be. But, I mean, it's whatever. Another rule changing that has been going on is, and I don't like it, is the crown of the helmet rule.
Oh.
So, when you play football, as a running back, as a receiver, when you're carrying the ball, you're told to lower your head, protect the ball, and plow through the player if you have no other option. That is what you're bred to do.
Yeah.
Most of your, if not all of your running backs have been taught from day one to lower their head, shoulder, and plow through. Well, if you do that now in the NFL, this goes out to all you running backs, you will be penalized for it. It is now a rule.
I don't agree with that at all.
The reason I don't agree with this is because you know exactly what's going to happen. A player is going to be running down the field. A defensive player is going to come at him. He's going to lower his shoulder, even just the slightest bit. But because he's running like this and his head's not up here like some freaking idiot, because that's not how you should freaking run, he's going to be penalized for it. And it's going to cause such an uproar in so many games, because I guarantee you there's at least 2-3 games this season where that loses the game for somebody. Now, you can argue the fact that even on defense, if you tackle somebody the same way, you're still going to get penalized. Whatever. But honestly, another thing, I feel like if you're telling players to run with their head up like this so they don't get called for a penalty, what happens when a defensive player comes plowing at the person or flying at the person and that head gets bent back too far? I don't think
I've been saying it for years. The NFL is becoming very soft.
Too soft. Where I mean, there was actually, when that rule was made on NFL.com, there was a tweet from a fan saying that it's only a matter of time before the commissioner switches completely over to flag football.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, but
ridiculous, man.
Speaking of running backs, Reggie Bush has been traded or sold or whatever to the Detroit Lions. They got Calvin Johnson. They got Matthew Stafford. They got all these good players.
Are they, though? If they're so good, why don't they ever win anything? I'm so sick of hearing about teams that think they're good. They can't be that good if they haven't won anything.
Look at our very own Eagles. There have been times where we had great players and they couldn't play together to save their lives.
Who's great?
I'm talking about playing together. Okay?
Well, there's a difference there.
Okay? Your statistics and your numbers can make you as great as you want to be, but if you can't play with your teammates, you suck.
Well, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
it.
I mean,
that's all there is to it. What do you think, though? What do you think about Reggie Bush?
I think he's a good athlete, but he's done. I'm gonna say he's done. He was at the Dolphins last year. How'd that work out? He did all right. He's okay. Declining every year. Running backs, they only last until they're 30 years old. How old's Reggie Bush?
There you have it.
Near 30.
There you have it.
So I don't know.
I mean,
some of them even before 30. So
maybe he needs an ACL tear and to come back from it, like Adrian Peterson. Maybe that's what he needs.
Oh, he's
a beast.
Wow.
Now, also talking about last season's incidents, the Ravens have lost Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and Anquan Bolton. These are 3 veterans, 3
Kerry
leaders.
Williams too.
Right. And now you're looking at leaders, motivational leaders, on and off the field. Now, I'm not saying their team is still not good. I'm not saying that they can't still go to the playoffs. But they didn't just lose players. They lost leaders, motivational leaders, people that actually you could probably say, even before the game started, won the game for the team, for how well they would get this team pumped up.
Well, what they lost was that they lost the chemistry. They lost the emotional leaders of the team.
Right.
They're still a good team. They have talent, but they don't have any emotional leader. When we lost Brian Dawkins, and we're still trying to fill his void, we lost the emotion out of our team.
People always think, you got to acquire the players for their skill. You got to acquire the players for how good they play. But you also got to get the players with the right heart. Because that wins games just as much. I agree.
Yes.
Moving on to our second to last topic. There are 4 quarterbacks around the league that have played very well last year, and they are coming into their sophomore seasons, arguably very well, coming into their sophomore seasons this year. RG3, Andrew Luck, Colin Kaepernick, and Russell Wilson.
Can I tell you which one's going to do the best this year?
Go ahead.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck. That's the pick for Mike Yellak. That's the pick for Brian Urlacher and Randy Moss. And that's the pick for yours truly right here, Dustin Pastula. Andrew Luck is going to have the best sophomore season. First of all, let's just bring in the fact that his entire offense that he played with last year is coming back to him. So he's not losing anybody. And, I mean, you look at Colin Kaepernick, great quarterback, But
great quarterback or good quarterback?
Good quarterback. Time will tell if he's great.
Right.
But he is a good quarterback. But the problem he has is he's too eager. You know, he needs to calm down. He needs to assess situations. Russell Wilson is good quarterback.
Yes.
He's a good quarterback. He's a good leader. Does he make mistakes? Any rookie does. But he doesn't have the type of skill to take him over the top, I believe.
He's not going to be RG3, who's going to be injury after injury. I think, honestly, I feel like...
And that was the next point I'm getting to. RG3 coming off of an injury, he got injured. I mean, you look at these 4 quarterbacks, and these are 4 good quarterbacks. But, like you said, the RG3, honestly, he really set himself up for not a great career, getting injured right in your rookie season.
Wait, speaking of injuries, Joe, I have to bring this up. Remember how much I said I didn't think Kevin Kolb is going to be a good quarterback in the NFL? And now, his career is over. Guys, I don't know why nobody wanted to believe me. This guy gets injured more than anybody.
RG3?
Well, RG3 might have him soon.
I mean,
Kevin Kolb now, with his 3rd or 4th injury, concussion, he's done. What do you have to say about that?
Here's the thing. I never backed Kevin Kolb. I always thought putting him in the game
stupid
was just a dumb idea. Was Michael Vick playing bad? Yes. But here's the thing about Michael Vick. He can play bad the entire game, have 1 good quarter, and still win you the game.
Even we could go back to McNabb and same thing.
Cobb can't. He can't do it. He can't perform. He can't finish. He's just. I mean, the guy could really use some football Viagra if you ask me. I mean, he's just not.
Come on, let's just. Kevin Cobb's not good.
He's not.
He never was.
He's not good.
He never will be. He had 2 good games in his career, and now everyone says that. Oh, well, did you see what he did to the? Yeah, 2 games. Stop. Done. Move on. Oh, by the way, speaking of quarterbacks who are overrated and have nothing going for them and suck.
We are clearly on the topic of quarterbacks. Go ahead.
You know who doesn't have a job in the NFL anymore as a quarterback? Oh, that's right. Tim Tebow. Ha! Eat it.
Well, wait, let me think on this.
Okay. All right. That was good.
I mean,
I remember somebody last year. Oh my God, my boy Tebow! Shut up. He's terrible. He's not even in the league anymore. So guess what? If he's not in the league, we're not talking about him. This is sports talk. Yes, all sports, but mainly this year, NFL. So Tebow is Tino. Goodbye.
Despite the horrible play on words, I'm gonna have to agree. I don't think. I mean,
he sucks.
Before he even stepped foot in the NFL, you watch his college career, like, oh yeah, that guy has potential. But as soon as he stepped on the scene, I like the way the guy plays. It just doesn't fit with clearly any team. It doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't fit. He's clearly one of those players who is a college great, but not not capable of playing in the NFL. He's just not cut out for it. No. And so that has to go.
No.
To end the topic,
Chip Kelly. Let's talk about that real quick.
We'll get on that. We'll get on that in 2 seconds. Just to end the topic, Andrew Luck, probably going to be your best sophomore.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't see anything good coming from RG3. I see him honestly getting injured again.
Could be week 1 against the Eagles.
I mean, he's trying to come back too quickly. And Russell Wilson could do well. Colin Kaepernick, I think his ego's going to get in the way of him. So.
I agree.
But
his little dumb tattoos and his little kissing of the bicep.
Yeah.
Grow up. All right.
The only reason you have
you're
a
not
bicep
big Papa
is because you're so freaking tiny. I mean, everyone's born with muscle. That's all you have. Oh, anyway. Chip Kelly. Eagles. How are they going to do this season? You are the Eagles expert of the show. I'm going to pass it over to you and interject when I feel necessary.
8-8 is what we're going to be this year. I think Chip Kelly does have a unique style of offense, and that's it though. The defense this year, I feel like it's just going to... It's not going to let us get better than 8-8, so again, I feel like miss the playoffs. What?
Go ahead.
Miss the playoffs. I like what he does. It's a fast-paced offense. Other teams may not be able to keep up.
It's tricky. It's tricky to catch. It's tricky to follow.
But the defense. I mean, you have guys playing like Nate Allen. And Kurt
think
Coleman.
of how rare it is of a coach to come.
Yeah,
up
no,
from
I
college
agree.
in the NFL, you know. So.
But you need a defense.
You do need a defense, and
They suck.
that is the main. That's the main problem for the Eagles. You look at your linebackers. You look at your deep backs. And you also look at the offensive line.
Yeah.
And these are the three. This is the three-headed monster that has been plaguing the Eagles for a couple seasons now. And
Safety.
yeah, deep backs, yeah. And and I feel that when Chip Kelly came in, he didn't focus on the right points, and he didn't. And in my opinion, that kind of takes away a little bit of my respect and liking of the guy, because these are three topics and situations that have been obviously plaguing the Eagles. Not plaguing them and only people who really follow it know. They're obviously plaguing the Eagles. Anyone can see it, especially a coach of football should know when he comes into a team what he needs to work on that team. Not attack something where they're pretty good at. I mean, their offense isn't horrible. They have a pretty good offense. They can score fine. It's their ability to stop the other team from scoring that needs work.
All right, I agree. When we come back, we have NFL Week 1 predictions, and viewer emails are somehow back this year. I don't understand why. What is this new producer doing? Viewer emails are back?
Hey.
My belt's gone?
Hey.
Yeah, you bring that back, but you don't bring my belt back.
Well,
good job.
that belt had a lot.
I don't care. Good
confusion
job.
with it.
We'll be back after this.
Colin Kaepernick.